Hello, I'm Marci, and welcome to MoneyMarci. Please subscribe using the red button on the bottom right of the video. If you have questions or suggestions of topics you'd like to see, please put those in the comment section. Today, I'm going to be talking about what is on your pay stub, also known as where did all the money go? I'm going to start with an easy pay stub. Every pay stub, no matter what type of payroll company, has the same basic information. It's formatted a little differently, organized a little differently. This is the pay stub for a part-time worker, so there's not a lot of extraneous information on it. I've got the employee information and the company information in red. I put a blue box around the first piece of information, which is the period starting and ending date. So you can see this is a 2-week paycheck, and it is paid in the following week. On the left, this is the information from the W-4 you filled out when you started the job. It is your exemption allowances as you set them up, federal, state, and local if there is local tax where you are. For that matter, if there's state tax where you are. This information is from the W-4, which I will talk about in a different video. Below that is your earnings, a regular rate of pay, regular number of hours, your gross pay for this period, and your gross pay year to date. To the right, there's any other benefits and information. We'll see it on the next pay stub, which has more detail, but on this pay stub, which is a part-time employee, there is no other benefits or information other than the hours worked. And then at the bottom, these are the statutory deductions. This is your federal and state income tax, your Social Security, and Medicare. Social Security and Medicare are standard rates from the government. Federal income tax and state income tax withholding are driven by those elections you took when you started your job. And if there was a local income tax, this is where it would be listed. It's subtracted from the gross pay above, any adjustments which there aren't for this pay stub, and then it goes down to the net pay, which is the amount of the check you get to deposit in the bank. Now we're on a more complex pay stub. As you'll see, this is laid out a little differently because it's from a different payroll company. I've got the basic common information in red: company name, employee name, the bank name, account number, the net amount of the check. Down below you'll see the hourly rate and the bank name in a different part of the stub, also in red, and that's the standard information. Up at the top on the right, you'll see a blue box which says direct deposit advice. That means this is not a check to deposit to the bank. This is a check that will be direct deposited. It lists the check date and the voucher number. Even though it's directly deposited, there still is a voucher number for tracking purposes of the net check amounts. Below that, here, if there are multiple direct deposits, they would all be listed. Just because it's only one pay stub, you could break it out into multiple deposit accounts. It could go to an investment account, it could go to a savings account and a checking account, or multiple checking accounts, depending on how you want to break up your pay stub. This box in the middle on the left is the employee ID, location, hourly rate, or this would be salary rate. To the right of that, you'll see the top of that box says federal taxable income. Your gross earnings are not necessarily federally taxable because some of your deductions may not be federally taxable. So this stub allows a place where you see what number your taxes are going to be computed on, and the federal and state filing statuses driven by the W-4. For a form we're not talking about, we're sure talking about it a lot. To the right of that is the check date, period beginning and ending. So you see this is another 2-week period paycheck, and the check date is the following week after the close of the period. Here is your earnings statement. It repeats the voucher number and the net pay of the overall check. Back on the left, here is where all the earnings are listed. There could be holiday pay, overtime pay, PTO. PTO is paid time off. Some companies will list it as one lump PTO. Other companies might break it out into sick time and vacation time. You see regular pay. If you do multiple jobs at a company that have different rates of pay, then you might see multiple regular listings, and then the various rates, the hours, the total amount for this paycheck, and then the year-to-date amount. Below that are the federal and state, Medicare, and Social Security taxes. Over on the right, we see the deductions. Here there's dental insurance, medical flexible spending, medical insurance, vision insurance. There could also be life insurance. There could be a 401k or 403b, which are retirement contributions. There could be a loan being paid back. There could be reimbursements in here. So this is where all those additional amounts that affect your pay would be listed. Again, with the paycheck amount and the year-to-date amount. The payroll company lists the net check and the direct deposits in multiple places. It's the same as it was above. It would list potentially all the different places that you are sending your check to, and the total of all those would be the net of your check. And here at the bottom is time off. Some companies list their time off that's available or used on the pay stubs. Some do not list that information on the pay stub, and you would see it by logging into your online access to see your pay stub, or else you would have someone to contact to confirm what time off you have available. Here it lists clericals. That's the class of employee that earns at that PTO rate. I hope you learned something, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.